to taste a bunch of wines to find the right one?
Last year I drank more than I think I've had alcohol in like 10 years. I drank so much because, I mean, I probably visited maybe 20, 25 wineries. At the same time, I'm not only in full transparency, we've got the wine, we've got the cava, I'm adding additional other products that knowing how manufacturing and production works, you have to start on that like before you even get to that stage.
Yeah.
So, yes, I drink a lot.
So what is your personal favorite?
Of the collection?
Yes.
So there are brands in the United States. I don't think that it's, I don't want to say, I don't know, can I say a name? Okay, I don't know. But anyway, there's a rosé that everybody drinks,
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was really funny. The last time I was in America, women were just drinking it like water, And I've never been a heavy rosé drinker. So it was very important to me. I know that the spring, summer period is really about whites and rosés.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, what are some of the things that are important to me? Like, what do I want my rosé to taste like? And I love our rosé. I can only tell you it's very smooth. There's a slight fermentation to it. So when you try it, you think you're tasting bubbles, but you're not. It's just like it's very smooth. It's very clean. Not too sweet, because I'm not somebody who really likes ultra sweet product. And fresh. I mean, and then you have, these are really my two favorite, Muscatel Macabeo. I think most people will go toward this. These are like our 1 and 2.
Okay.
Like our best sellers right here. Again,
Awesome.
the fermentation very light. This one I probably spent the most time drinking. I was like, wow, this is really good. But it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I actually really have enjoyed this somewhat more than fashion. It's like really fun.
Awesome.
Because people just want to enjoy themselves and people are happy to here, try. And so it's been fantastic.
Aww.
So these are best sellers. And then we have a Chardonnay. Oops. Chardonnay here.
So cool.
So, fantastic. Obviously, Chardonnay is known to be French, but like I said, a lot of the grapes that the French use are from Spain. And then we have our red that's being shipped within the next 4 weeks, I believe. I wanted to get there before the temperature changed in the United States.
Yeah.
You said so the cava is coming out. Do you think you're going to keep it at the same price point? Because I feel like cava is usually a little bit more on the pricier side than like a rosé.
So it will probably be slightly more expensive than the rosé because of the process.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to take it too high. Again, it has to be something that's affordable for most. And I'm also working with our wine producer right now to do like mini bottles, which I think are great.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
It's fun. So it's something that you can take to the pool or, that won't be cava, that'll be sparkling wine. But that's something else that we're working on as well. So we got a lot of things happening, but it's so much fun,
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's really exciting.
And the great thing about Europe is that, the standards at which there are things that I try to buy in the United States to have shipped here that I can't get into Europe because their laws in terms of quality and food and cosmetic product are much higher than the United States. Like, bring it in. And if you do, they open it and test it and they'll reject it. So the standards in Europe, in order to work with these wineries, because most wineries have their own independent businesses, they have to adhere to the European EU standards of making, growing, producing, exporting, et cetera, et cetera. So we are well within those bounds. And then you've got the added FDA requirements. So the fact that the actual winery has to be approved by the FDA. And they were happy to partner with us because they didn't have anybody in the United States. They didn't have an American business. There was solely Europe, which is a pretty big market.
Oh, wow.
And then you have to be approved by the FDA. So it's almost like you have two, certifications in order for the product to meet the US market.
Okay. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It does. All right. How about, let's see, what is something that you didn't know about winemaking before you started that is like the most interesting thing that you've learned so far?
I gotta tell you, so in fashion, I've always, when you're creating, for the most part, you work with one or two factories, right? In winemaking, in wineries, you find different wineries that make different things and they do things well. So we're working with a couple of different wineries, right? And I went to a winery last Friday, not yesterday, but the week before last. And the machinery that, I mean, it's just incredible how how do I say this? The mechanics of the winery. It's one of those big wineries that they work with a lot of big brands worldwide. And I was just amazed at how sophisticated the systems are today, you know?
Yeah.
That was really incredible. And then I think what's also interesting is that I've also wanted to only work with wineries that have the land, that they own the land. Because the other thing is people can get grapes and move it to another place to make I want to work with like on premises, everything happening in the same space. But those are the two things I think were the most interesting. And I think maybe the certification, I was like,
yeah.
It's like you're buying a house or like a whole, it was like the amount of paperwork was unreal. But like once you get through that, you're just like, oh my gosh, yes, I did. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, what is your favorite food to pair with your wines?
Well, I think with our Muscatel Macabeo, I love seafood with it, you know, the way the Spaniards really kind of make their fish is they pull it right out of the sea and they clean it and they grill it, olive oil and salt. I think this is a great one for that.
All right.
I think the rosé is really just an anytime type of, you know, not necessarily paired with anything. You can just enjoy this at will.
Yes.
I think the red is really great with, you know, in Spain, you tend to eat a lot of paella. I've had so much rice. I've had more rice in Spain than I probably had my time in China. So you eat a lot of rice here. And,
okay.
you know, I would say here with the Monastrell, we would go with maybe pasta or rice. Great. And also with the Chardonnay, I would also say that you would probably pair this with seafood as well. So usually seafood, rice, or pasta. But I think what's great about it is that they're just very clean. Everything is really clean, you know, and I think you'll really enjoy the product.
I can't wait.
I know.
I know.